Good morning, children. Today we will discuss about differences differences between differences between active and passive immunity. Today we will discuss about active and passive immunity. Okay, children. So divide the two columns. Active immunity. Number one, active immunity. Number two, passive immunity. Active immunity and passive immunity. So first point, active immunity is produced actively by actively by host's immune system. Host's immune system. This one active immunity. Passive immunity is received passively and there is no active host participation. So host cannot involve in this for producing passive immunity. Next, it is produced due to it is produced it is produced due to contact with pathogen. It is produced due to contact with pathogen or by its antigen It is produced due to it is produced due to antibodies it is produced due to obtained from outside. Okay, children. Next one, it is durable. And effective in protection. Okay, children. It is transient. And less effective. Next, in this case, immunological memory is present. In this case, immunological memory is present, but here no memory. Here what? No memory. Next, here booster effect on subsequent dose is possible. Next, subsequent dose is less effective. Subsequent dose is less effective. Okay, children. Immunity is effective effective only after a short period. Immunity is effective only after short period. Immunity develops okay children, immunity develops immediately. Okay children, observe very carefully. This is about active immunity and passive immunity. What is active immunity? Simple way, I will give with one example. Vaccines. Okay, vaccines. This is produced actively by host immune system. Suppose this is a host, any foreign particle, vaccine we given. So vaccine or antibodies will be, what will become? Antibodies will be generated to kill this. After killing this also, these antibodies will be present, and this will be have memory, and same active, what you called active parasite entered, they all will be attack and kills. This kind of immunity is called active immunity, produced actively by host immune system. It is. What about passive immunity? The passive immunity means this is the host. Directly we are giving what? Directly we are giving antibodies to kills the pathogens. Okay, this kills the pathogens. Here no involvement of host, but here involvement of host is there. Here no involvement, but here involvement of host is there. Produced actively by host immune system, received passively, and there is no active host participation. In this case, host will not participate. Why? We are giving directly antibodies to kill the antigen. Next, it is produced due to contact with the pathogen or by its antigen. See, any pathogen or its antigen entered, then they are, what is called? The immune system producing antibodies. But here, what? It is produced due to antibodies obtained from outside. So this immunity is coming from outside. So that's why it is passive, it is active. Now, it is durable, exact, and effective in protection. It is very effective to control the problem or the disease, but it is transient, less effective. It is less effective, not that much effective. And memory is present, so they can remember that pathogen and they will kills. But here no memory. Here immunological memory is present, but here no memory. Next, booster effect on subsequent doses possible. So once you given, then automatically what will happen? It will be develop, and next you have to give in the sense it also will be developed like that. So continuous vaccines if you give, so it will be developed. Subsequent dose if you give also, it is not that much effect. In this case, less effect. Next, immunity is effective only after a short period. Only short period. What you call after the entry, slowly. What will happen? After entry pathogen, slowly it will be form the immunity, and very short period. Effective only after short period. So after some times only, some time duration only, this will be active. But here, what will happen? If immunity develops immediately. Why? Because directly we are giving antibodies. So these are the difference between which one? Active immunity and passive immunity. So produced actively by host immune system, received passively, and there is no active host participation. It is produced due to contact with the pathogen by its antigen. It is produced due to antibodies obtained from outside. It is durable and effective in protection. it is transient and less effective. So immunity is effective only after short period, but immunity develops immediately after injection. Immediately immune system will be developed in the which case passive immunity. Like that, there will be differences are there. These all difference between active and passive immunity. Okay, children. Now we are going to discuss about immune responses. What is called immune responses. What are the immune responses? Will be there. We will discuss in the this next concept. Okay. Primary immune response. What is called primary immune response. Primary immune response. Primary immune response occurs when a pathogen comes in contact with the, so it occurs when pathogen comes in contact with the immune system for the first time, for the first time. So it occurs when pathogen comes in contact with the immune system for the first time. During this, what is the next? The immune system has to learn to learn to recognize the antigen, produce antibody, produce which one? Antibodies against it, and eventually produce memory. Okay, produce memory lymphocytes. Children, very important. The primary immune response is slow. The primary immune response slow and short-lived. So it is very slow and short-lived. Next one, secondary immune response. What is called secondary immune response. It occurs as a what is called it occurs when very very important, when a person is exposed to the same antigen, so during this time what will happen during this time? Immunological memory has been established. Immunological memory has been established, and the immune system can start producing antibodies antibodies. Okay, children, immediately. Okay, this is important. We have to within hours, within hours, within hours. Okay, within hours after recognition of the after recognition recognition after recognition of the which one antigen. Okay, children, this one you have to remember. A new army of a new a new army of plasma cells, a new army of plasma cells, okay, are generated. A new army of plasma cells are generated. Okay, children, so within 2 to 3 days, what you called, within 2 to 3 days, within 2 to 3 days, what will happen? The antibody concentration, the antibody concentration, okay, children, the antibody concentration, okay, in the blood, in the blood, in the blood, okay, in the blood, antibody concentration in the blood rises steeply, rises steeply to reach, okay, steeply to reach much higher level, much higher much higher level, okay, than primary response, than primary response. This is also called, this is also called, what you called, booster response. What you called, booster response. Okay, children, that point you should have to remember. Okay, children, observe very carefully. We are discussing about primary immune response and secondary immune response. It occurs when pathogen comes in contact with the immune system. See, this is the immune system. So pathogen entered. Then what will happen? Immune response will be stopped. Immediately will not start. Immune system has to learn, recognize the antigen. Okay, that will be recognize what is that game, whether antigen useful or harmful, or pathogen, or any what unwanted substance. Like that, immune system will be has to learn, recognize the antigen, produce or learn. First learning. So what is the character? What is the nature of that antigen? Everything they will learn. Then slowly what they will do? They produces the which one? Antibodies against, and they eventually produce memory lymphocytes. Memory lymphocytes also will be formed. The primary immune response is slow and short, very slow and short-lived, but memory is there. But come to secondary immune response, it occurs when a person exposed to same antigen. So same antigen, second time came. During this time, what will happen? Memory cells are there or not? Has been established in immune system. These memory cells immediately, what they will do? Establish it, and the immune system can start producing antibodies immediately within hours. Within hours after recognition of the antigen. A new army of plasma cells are also generated. New plasma cells, new cells will be generated to produce antibodies within 2 to 3 days. Within 2 to 3 days. The antibody concentration rise. So the antibody concentration automatically what will happen? Increase in this case. So to reach much higher level than primary response. These antibodies will be more than the primary response, they will be formed. This is also called what you call booster response. So first recognition, it will take time. Slowly antibodies will be formed and by memory cells. But second, immediately receive second and same pathogen entered, already memory cells and produce antibodies are there. They will be attacked like anything, and the new plasma cells, new antibodies also will be formed within 2 to 3 hours. Here it will take some days and months. But here only 2 to 3 days for secondary immune response. For example, one thief first time came. For recognize him, will take time. and he took and something when he went off, in the sense we can't recognize immediately. Then later we will recognize. Same thief again entered second time, in the sense what we will do? Immediately we will catch him and we will beat. So that is the same process in the primary response and the secondary immune response. So now we will discuss the differences between primary immune response and secondary immune response. Perfectly we will be discussed. We will discuss about which one? The primary immune response and secondary immune response. Primary immune response and secondary immune response. Yes, primary immune response. Primary immune response. It is called, secondary immune response. Secondary immune response. Primary immune response and secondary immune response. First point, it occurs very very important. It occurs as a result of primary contact with antigen. First point. Second one, antibody levels reaches peak in 7 to 10 days. Next, prolonged period. Which one? Prolonged period is required. To establish immunity. Immunity. Okay, children. The next one, there is a rapid decline. In antibody level. Will be reduced. Next one, what is that one? It appears mainly in the lymph nodes. Okay, and spleen. It appears mainly in the lymph node and spleen. So what about in this case? It occurs, so second immune response. It occurs as a result of second and subsequent contacts with the same antigen. That is the point. First point. Next one, antibody level reaches peak. In 3 to 5 days. Next point. Here it establishes immunity. Okay, in a short time. It establishes immunity in a short time. antibody levels, antibody level, antibody level remains high for longer period. Okay children, this is important. Next one, it appears mainly in the bone marrow. This one you have to remember, in the bone marrow, followed by spleen and lymph nodes. Okay children, these points you should have to remember. Okay, now observe very carefully what we are going to discuss. First, what we are discussing, it occurs as a result of primary contact of antigen. See, when the antigen entered, it will be slowly recognized and it will be produce antibodies. I said antibody level reaches peak in 7 to 10 days. So to form antibodies, how many days it seems? 7 to 10 days. But here what happened? Same antigen, as a result, it occurs same antigen as a second and subsequent contact. Second time entered, in the sense the same antigen, the secondary immune response will be formed. Antibody level reaches how many? Just 3 to 5 days. Within 3 to 5 days it will be formed. It establishes immunity in a short time, 3 to 5 days. But here prolonged period is required to establish immunity. There is a rapid decline. So far, rapid decline of antibodies. So antibodies rapidly decline in antibodies. But here antibody level remains high for longer period. These antibodies will be present. It appears mainly in the lymph nodes and spleen. So where this is a neat bit. Where the primary immune response will be in the lymph nodes and spleen, it appears mainly in the bone marrow, followed by spleen and lymph nodes. Okay children, next class we will discuss about lymphoid organs. Thank you children.